Brian. Copy. Circle K over there. Down the block a little ways, you know what I'm saying? Right, you can get a senior cup for $1. One of those things you need to know. Right? You know what I'm saying? Some of us, some homeless people carry, a little small jar of instant coffee in their backpack. Yeehaw! Right now the ambient air temperature is 44 degrees. It's about 10 o'clock in the morning. Right? And I'm going to ask you guys a question. What did you do last night? Right? Today, I figured we'd talk about scouting and finding, right? And why it's important, Now, a lot of you are thinking to me, I mean, you probably sat there last night in your little tiny cubby hole, wherever it was that you were, standing cold, looking back and forth, trying to see what the heck was going on, trying to make sure nobody saw you were there, wondering, man, I don't got anything, shit. Clothes are starting to get dirty and raggy. Right, you know what I'm saying? We probably could use a new jacket or something. Right, well, there's a lot of places, that you can scout around and you can find, that will provide these things for you. Yeah, you guessed it, the dumpster. Now, I've done my share of dumpster diving, and I've been neck deep in dumpsters all the way down to the bottom. And I found everything and anything you can imagine, right? Everything from clothes, jewelry, money, electronic, you know what I'm saying? And we even found a dead body once. That was an experience. I didn't actually find it. The lady that I was with was the one that found it. Yeah. But anyways, and there are a myriad of types of dumpsters that you want to be finding. Right? We can start with the most obvious one. You know what I'm saying? Right? Let's break it down by category. You're looking for clothes. Right? Okay, well, me personally, this is what I used to do, and this was part of my hustle, right? Is that I used to go scout around and find where there was coin-operated laundromat. Right? Now, people are always throwing clothes away at the laundromat. Always. Yeah, they're a little old, and they might be worn out. But you know what? They still got a little bit of life to them. You know what I'm saying? So what happens is that all the clothes get thrown away inside in the trash can, end up out back in the dumpster in the alley. This is a good place to look for clothes. You understand? I mean, because all sizes, they range from everything. Men's clothes, women's clothes, little kids' clothes. You know what I'm saying? Socks, everything. I mean, I don't recommend, the underwear. Right, you know what I'm saying? But the socks are recyclable, right? These places, you know what I'm saying, are good to hit early in the morning, right? Because that's usually when the workers, you know what I'm saying, are cleaning the place up to get ready for the day. Or if you're a nighttime person, you know what I'm saying, somewhere around 9 or 10 o'clock at night, you know what I'm saying, when once again, the workers are cleaning up the place and getting ready to close down, right? You know what I'm saying? There are a lot of clothes that you can find. There are. You know what I'm saying? Another good place to look, is behind the thrift store, in their dumpster. Now, you can find a lot more than clothes, in the dumpster at the thrift store. You can find, little knickknacks and, any kind of thing that you could trade or you could sell, you know what I'm saying, for a couple of bucks on the street, you know what I'm saying, to somebody, right? You know what I'm saying? That's a good, clean hustle right there. You know what I'm saying? Right? Any kind of, Salvation Army, the Goodwill usually is kind of hard, you know what I'm saying, because usually around behind their store is the donation center, and they always got an employee right there, you can't just walk up and snatch a box and go, right, you know what I'm saying? And at night, usually the Goodwill or the big major thrift stores, the Salvation Army one, the Goodwill, you know what I'm saying, the Thrift for Less, right, a few other ones, right, they all bring all of their stuff in and close the door when they close the store at night. So you ain't gonna find nothing back there but trouble, right? You know what I'm saying? They go down, you know, some of the clothing donation boxes. You know what I'm saying? I don't recommend this, but it's been done. You know what I'm saying? And people do it all the time. You know what I'm saying? If you know, if they're full to the brim to overflowing, pull the door open and grab a bundle out and see what you can find that fits you. Make sure that you put the rest back in because they are being donated. It's just that you're getting your donation now. And be mindful, you know what I'm saying, of the property owner and private property. Usually private property is marked with a big red and white sign that says what? No trespassing, right? If you are caught, you know what I'm saying, inside the zone of a no trespassing area, you can be arrested. At the very least, you could get a ticket, and then you got to go down to court, pay the fine that you ain't got the money for. And then that's going to turn to a warrant. And then the next time you get caught doing something, cops are going to take you downtown to the jailhouse. You just sit there to the judge, let you go. Right? You know what I'm saying? But on the other side of the private property / owner thing, right, there are people out there. Let's far out for the apartment. You know what I'm saying? That will give you a chance. You know what I'm saying? They will. You know what I'm saying? You know, bearing in mind that you're not really doing something too stupid on their property. Right? Some owners, you know what I'm saying, I've made friends with a few of them, you know what I'm saying, or made a, you know, offhanded little arrangement with them, you know what I'm saying, that I could, you know, camp over there in the corner of their little parking lot property or, you know, under the parking, you know, structure thing, right? Covered parking or whatever. If, you know, in exchange for me keeping their, you know, property clean, you know what I'm saying, you know, pick up the trash, make sure, you know, everything gets in the dumpster, you know what I'm saying, and doing something, you know, beneficial for them, you know what I'm saying, right? You know what I'm saying, they in turn will let you stay for a while, right? But there's a problem that accumulates with that, and I'll get to that one later, right? You know what I'm saying? Now, okay, you got you some clothes. You got, you know, a couple pairs of pants and some shirts and stuff, some socks, you know what I'm saying, in your backpack, you know what I'm saying, you're good to go for a couple of days. And if you were smart, you took off those old dirty raggy ones you were wearing. Okay, I think we covered clothes. For sure. Well, you could always go down to the shelter place, you know what I'm saying, and they'll give you something. But anyway, so let's move on. Next category, food. Food dumpsters. Now, this is a little known thing, right? You know what I'm saying? There's some homeless people that know this, right? But not all, right? Grocery stores, Safeway, Fry's, Albertsons, Piggly Wiggly, Food for Less, you name it. Grocery stores, major chain grocery stores. Usually at least once a week, usually on Tuesday, sometimes Thursday. It depends on when the produce truck comes, right? The produce workers, they take all of last week's produce that they still got it in back in the fridge, and they throw it all in the dumpster. All of it. Fruit, vegetables, potato, I mean, you name it. You know what I'm saying? The little pies the bakery makes, the buns, the bread, all of it. If it's more than 5 days old, right, it's going in the dumpster. And you go around behind there, you know what I'm saying, right, during, you know, the morning part of the day, because that's usually when they throw it all out, because the produce truck's coming, right, you could pretty much, you know, find you something to eat, right, and something to take with you, you know what I'm saying, right, and once again, be mindful, you understand, don't leave a mess, because the store employees right there, some of them will give you a hard time, some of them will let you be, they'll just take a break and watch you, you know what I'm saying, because they know you're just there to get some food, some apples or something, you know what I'm saying, whatever's right on top, and you're going to wander on about your way, right? Once again, people will let you do stuff if you're not doing something stupid, right? Now, that is a readily available resource, food resource that you can find that you know is going to be there every week. Come on, you know, use your brain here. Now, on the other side of that coin, there's the fast food dumpsters, McDonald's, Burger King, Jack in the Box, Taco Bell, Wendy's, you know what I'm saying, Filiberto's, Raleigh Berto's, Julio Berto's, right? Olio Berto's, right? These dumpsters, right, are iffy at best. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of that waste is the guests that came and dined, and that's all table waste, and it's all, they put it in the bag, throw it in the dumpster. You are wasting your time unless you are extremely starving yourself to death, right, digging in a fast food restaurant dumpster. All you're going to find is gross, yucky, other people's eaten, thrown away stuff. Now, right, on the other hand, that one, once again, private property and the owner, you know what I'm saying, there was a couple of places, the high caliber places on Central. I made a video, right, sitting and talking with the sidewalk genius Attila, right, of a place called Alexa's, right there on Central in Phoenix. Attila had a deal set up with the chef guy, the main head dude, 5-star chef dude, you know what I'm saying, that whenever he came and knocked on the back door, you know what I'm saying, and, you know, and told, hey, I want to talk to the chef dude, right, the chef dude would come out and see it was Attila, and he'd wave at him, you know what I'm saying, and they'd close the door, and Attila would go clean up the whole parking lot and make sure everything was in the dumpster, all the trash and stuff out of the, you know, landscape and everything. And then when he was done, he'd come back around and he'd knock on the door, right? The door would open up, and the chef dude himself would bring Attila, right, the special of the day, right there, hot and juicy, right off of the pot, right? And the video that I made with Attila was one of those days we sat there and we ate some good-ass pasta stuff. Yeah, I helped him, right? Use your brain. In certain instances, in certain cases, you can actually trade some of your powerful labor, you know what I'm saying, for a good hot meal, right, or a shower, you know what I'm saying? It's not about begging, it's about doing something positive, and other people will reward that, right? There's a lot of, you know, especially now in these times, you know what I'm saying, when the homeless population is growing and everybody out there knows. You know what I'm saying? You're only that far away. Some people say, you're only 2 paychecks away. No, you're not. You're this far away. Anything can happen, huh? Mom got pissed off and kicked you out. Right? Now, these are good, easily, readily found places, you know what I'm saying, in your, you know, journeys wandering across the wide expanse, you know what I'm saying, that you can zero in on. This is what I used to do. I used to use my phone and Google Maps. And whenever I found something good, right, a good spot that was worth coming back to, you know, regular, I'd drop a pin on the map. It didn't matter if it was a spot to sleep, a place to hustle, right, a good dumpster where you could find good stuff to sell or trade, you know what I'm saying, or anything like that, you know what I'm saying. If it was a place, if it was a, you know, like, what's that one place, right, Taros, that was the name of it. You go over to the Taros place, you know what I'm saying, and you go in there and you sign up for their little mental health program, right, and dude, they give you everything. You could come back once a week for a shower, you could come back once a month for shoes, you could come back once a month for clothing. They have job resources and counselors and, you know, people that will help if you're on disability or Social Security or whatever. They got people there to help you set up a budget and how to determine how to spend your money on, what you're not spending your money on, what you should be spending your money on. You know what I'm saying? Right? Plus, you know what I'm saying? They gave out a little bit of free breakfast every morning for the regulars that would be hanging out in their parking lot. You know what I'm saying? Waiting to get inside for their shower. Right? Another good place is the Catholic Diocese of your city. Yeah, the Catholic Church. Yeah, right? A lot of times, right, St. Vincent de Paul Society, right, they have places scattered. In Phoenix, there's 2 of them, right? In San Francisco, there's 4 of them, right? You know what I'm saying? I know that there's one in Dallas, right, that's a great big gigantic place. And they have all kinds of Catholic lay workers and clergymen and nuns, you know what I'm saying, that will come and talk to you and help you and figure out what it is that you need so that you can move forward, right? Don't be messing around with their dumpsters. Don't be messing around, you know what I'm saying, because a lot of times they're the ones that are running the soup kitchen, right? You know what I'm saying? They're giving you free food. Don't be digging in their shit, right? Now, when is a good time? You know, for the most part, saying? If you're going to go dumpster hunting, treasure hunting, I call it treasure hunting, right? Usually anytime in the morning, mid-afternoon, right? Anytime in the daytime. You know what I'm saying? For this reason, because people see you, right? They see you digging in the dumpster. You know what I'm saying? It's all good. Except for those people that are going to be mad because you're digging in their dumpster. One time, we were out back behind, a Sabre store, me and Newbies, right? And then this old Chinese man, they had a little Chinese restaurant right there, a little hole-in-the-wall place. We weren't even nowhere near his dumpster. And he came running out there freaking, hey, you no pick dumpster, I pay dumpster, you no pay dumpster, you get away dumpster. Some people are like that. You know what I'm saying? So you got to be mindful, right? I mean, nighttime is not really a good time to be dumpster jumping, right? Because, once again, the police, right? Now, here's the thing. I've said this before, and everybody knows this, but nobody does it, right? The number one rule for dumpster diving is don't leave a mess. It doesn't matter if there's already a mess there. When you're done looking for wherever you think you might find, put it all back in the dumpster. It does two things for you. Number one, right, it gives you a sense of pride in yourself that you did a good job. Number two, the boss, you know what I'm saying, drives around behind his store every once in a while, and if he sees his area is clean, you know what I'm saying, and he knows it wasn't any of his employees, he's going to put one and one together, and the next time he catches you out there digging in his dumpster, he might let you slide and give you a chance. Hell, because you applied yourself, he might even offer you a job. Nighttime is not a good time. Nighttime is for scouting, looking for a place to sleep, you know what I'm saying, and other kind of stuff. Unless you know that you're going to a place that's good, you know what I'm saying, that you could see for, whatever's coming, you know what I'm saying, and that the possibility of there being something good in that dumpster is greater than 70%. There's no sense in diving in a nasty ass dumpster unless there's something in there worth getting, right? Well, anyways, right now, let's do the no trespassing thing real quick, right? The cops, if they, let's say you're walking along and you're, scouting and hunting and, you know what I'm saying, and it looks like there's a building right here that's got a parking lot with covered parking behind it that's out of the way, that nobody can see it. The only person that saw it was you, and you were walking by or riding by, and you decide to zoom in there in the dark and see what's around back there. Be careful, right? You can find anything back there. You can find a police officer back there in his cruiser taking a nap or doing his paperwork. You can find some street people back there doing drugs or, doing whatever, right? It could be a setup. You never know. It could turn out to be a good, cool ass little cubbyhole place to sleep and, to hang out during the day. You understand? Right? You have to be mindful when you're scouting and finding at nighttime, because you're liable to walk into any kind of situation where you could get hurt, you could get arrested, you know what I'm saying? You could get robbed, right? Because remember this, if you found it, other human beings before you found it, you know what I'm saying? And most likely, if it's a good place, they're going to come back. Be aware, right? So, and besides, you know what I'm saying, if you walk around the corner of that building, there's the police right there, he's assuming one thing right off the top, that you're coming back there to do something wrong, right? Whether it's breaking and entering, drugs, sleeping, you know what I'm saying, that's no trespassing, remember, that's against the law, camping out back there, right? And if you turn around, if he sees you turn around and try to, hightail it out, he's going to chase you down, and then you're really going to be on the spot because he's going to be convinced in his mind that you were there to do something wrong. He's going to run you through the system, and if you pop up with a warrant, into the car you go. If you pop up with a flag, he's going to question you, and then 2, 3, 4, 5, 10, 15 more cops are going to show up, and they're going to fire questions at you so fast, you're going to be so confused that you're going to admit to anything, and you're going right to jail. If you bump into a cop, you know what I'm saying, don't run. And don't lie, right? If you don't lie to them, they'll probably let you go because they know you're a homeless person. It ain't worth their time unless you're doing something stupid. Just me, Brian. Just trying to help you guys out with some of my experience and some of the things that I've discovered on myself. You know what I'm saying? Please like and subscribe and share this video if you think other homeless newbies need to know. Thank you.